Yo, what's up everyone, Sven here, and today a special dedicated video about basically the strongest and cheapest base you can ever build in Rust, aka the triple cave. Also, before we continue, I want to personally thank all of you because we just hit the 3000 subscribers, so thank you. In this video, I'll be showing you guys and explaining what I think is the strongest way to build the triple cave. I will show how to build it, but something that you should know about caves is that you can never replicate exactly the same base all the time. So I'll mostly be going into what you should know, tips and tricks, and things you should do and don't. Now, without further ado, let's jump into the video. So, what is a triple cave? A triple cave is a particular type of cave in Rust that features 3 different caves to build in. All 3 caves are connected, and that means you can go from the first to the second cave to the third cave. You can recognize a triple cave by the spike jump that we just passed, and all the way at the end you will see you can go left and go right, and you can build left and right. Triple cave is considered as the strongest possible base in Rust because of the 3 layouts of the caves. Since there's only 2 possible ways you can go, makes it really easy and cheap to make it really strong. Alright, so let's jump into how to build the triple cave. So in this triple cave, I'm gonna refer to the third cave as the cave that's on the right, the first cave as the cave that's on the left, and the main cave as the second cave, aka the middle one. So we have, in order from 1 to 3, we're going in the first cave here on the left, then you go through here, this is the second cave, and then you go through here as the third cave. Also, I'm gonna go out from the fact that you're building this on wipe day, so I'm gonna explain you guys how to build this from a secure point and how you can further on expand it. Of course, you don't have to do exactly as I build it, since this is a cave and foundations can be hard to place sometimes. You're never gonna get exactly the same thing as I'm doing. So I'm mostly going to focus on the concepts, things that you should know, things that you should do, things that you shouldn't do, and things that I like to do and why. So let's jump into building this cave. So the only thing that you kind of want to decide is what do you want in your third cave. Your third cave is going to be the one that's going to be sealed off completely. Your first cave is going to be the one where the door will be. So there's 2 things you can do here, and it's kind of the only thing you have to decide. Do you want a turret here with an automatic door or not? Doesn't really matter what you decide in the beginning, but it's gonna save some resources. So let's just say I like to have a turret, so I'm gonna go for the turret. Now I just messed this up. This one can be hard to place, but you don't want to clip it all the way to here, but you want to make it to go a little bit more back. Something like that. Check if you can place the door frame. If you can, that means you did it right. Now, if you want a turret, make a door frame here. If you don't, make a wall here. In my case, I'm gonna go for the door frame, and I'm gonna put walls this way, and this way. Hopefully you have enough stone to upgrade this, which you have to do. Make sure that the hard side is facing inwards, aka this way. And then you go inside and you close it off. Then I recommend to add a temporary TC. Alright, so there you go. There you have your third cave secured. Now you need to secure the first cave, aka the other side. So you walk all the way around and you come here into the entrance. Now this one is a bit hard. This one can be a bit tricky, but you want to make sure to do it perfect. So you line yourself up with this rock. You line the foundation up with the end over there, and you kind of clip it in there. Basically like this. How I have it right now. You check if you can place this foundation, and if you can place that one, and if you can place the door. If you can place the door, you did it right. I like to have a single door here. Check how big the gap is. I'm happy with this gap. You can get it a bit better, but it's not necessarily required. You upgrade that to stone, and I usually make some kind of airlock straight away. So I would have something like this. And then, of course, with the doors. So now you've secured your cave. One tip that I can give you is for the third or for the first cave, you don't actually need a TC. You only need one for the third cave in the start. Because people are able to place the TC on top of this foundation if they know. But here they cannot build. So it doesn't matter if you don't have a TC here yet. Of course you want to get one as soon as you can, but it's not required in the beginning. So then you're going to continue building with triangles, and you're going to basically try to put triangles wherever you can. In the end, you're going to end up with kind of like a triangular shape back like this. This is fine. This is pretty alright. This is kind of what you want. If you cannot place this triangle here, I would not recommend to have it like that. I would make sure you can at least put this triangle here. Sometimes you're going to be able to place a triangle here, but in this case, I think I built it a bit too low. Anyways, it's fine. Like I said, you're never going to get the exact same thing as me, and I would definitely not aim to get that either. So for the TC placement in the first cave, I'm going to place the TC where I will have it all the way at the end as well. So I'm not going to have to move it anymore. Just to make sure that we can do this, I'm going to make a wall there and check. There we go. I would recommend it to place it in the far left corner from the entrance area. Because if they raid you, they're going to either try to hug the right wall or they're going to go through doors and they're going to end up somewhere here and not over there. So there is some further tricks that I will show you how to not get raiders to your TC instantly. Let's continue building. So for the rest of the build, I would recommend that you live from the first cave. It's more of like a preference based thing. I like to do it and I like to live from the first cave, put a tier 2 here and basically grind up until you have a tier 3. Once you have a tier 3, that's the moment you want to start building on your main cave. Mostly the reason for that is so you can fit as much stuff in the main cave as you can and place a tier 3 instantly. So for the rest of the build, I'm gonna go out from the fact that you have enough metal. So of course, upgrade walls to metal if you know that you cannot access them in the end. The caves are gonna be fully either metal and high quality metal. So I'm gonna proceed on upgrading whatever we just built to metal. And from now on here, I'm gonna build away and I'm gonna build straight in the materials that you should build them in. So for the first cave, I have usually a few requirements that I want. I want to have at least a bunker that's unexploitable or a double bunker. In this case, I'm going to be building my own double bunker design. Also, I want to focus on the fact that the cheapest way or the fastest way, aka hugging the right wall, would be the most expensive. So that raiders would have to go through doors. And also, I want to focus on making it so it's really hard to find particular rocket angles. So making it even harder for the raiders. Even if they have the boom, it's gonna be harder. I'm also gonna try to place and build in a way that traps become more efficient. So that's kind of the requirements for the first cave when I built one. Again, I never built the same one, but these are the kind of the things I'm going to be focusing on. And these are the things that I will be implementing in the first cave. So what I like to do is I like to plan kind of what I'm going to do. So I would say in this area, there will be honeycomb. This will be kind of the pathway. The bunker will be somewhere over here. This will be walled in and there will be some kind of way up here. And why, I will show you guys later why there will be a jump up here. Also, I want to use the upside of the cave as well. So there will be 2 floors, aka the doorway or the pathway will be elevated upwards. It won't only be on this particular floor level. So I'm going to proceed on doing a double door frame here and a wall here and sealing that off. Since we'll be making a stability bunker, it's kind of important to think and realize where you're gonna have your bunker before you start upgrading everything. So that's why we leave the foundations twig for now. Alright, so using my own double bunker concept, I'm gonna decide and put the bunker here. So the reason I'm putting these 2 windows is because that's the way you build the bunker. And I want to have the TC honeycombed at least once. So knowing where the bunker will be, since that's the double bunker, I'm satisfied with having that as the only and the main bunker. So I'm gonna upgrade the first layer to metal. Okay, so once you've decided where the bunker will be, you're gonna have to upgrade this, make that armored, make that armored. There has to be kind of a honeycomb there. The easiest for me is to place the walls that are needed to protect the bunker first, and then build everything else kind of like around it. Now, I would not recommend to upgrade this to armored straight away, but in this example, I do. So the idea here is all the horizontal walls that you place like this should be armored. These should all be armored. You could also armor the honeycomb here, but I would not recommend it. It's gonna be quite expensive. And it's pretty unrealistic considering you would be playing a vanilla wipe. So I like to have this area right here as a little drop-off area. And put a frame there. So here the idea is that for this bunker to work, you're gonna have to drop down here. So there'll be a ladder and you will be going up here. So what we can do already is place a roof. And then we're gonna have to make basically a pathway from that door to up here. Maybe we can even make the jump up here. Hold on. Yeah, we can. All right, that's settled. So we're going to make this all honeycomb. Okay, what you're hugging to the right will all be honeycomb. So if the raiders want to go the quickest way, they have to go through basically armored honeycomb. Just a pretty pain in the ass. So wall here. Armor that, of course, because it's the horizontal wall again. Roof that off. Then we have to jump up here. So here, of course, we put another wall. Make that armored, just so they don't go through there. And we can honeycomb the rest here, basically. Up here, it's kind of decided. You can decide what you want to do yourself, but I usually just wall it off. So there we go. There we have the jump up. So it's basically 2 metal doors, 1 garage door, 2 garage door, and there will be a 3rd one up here. And we wall that off like that. So we have the way up. Down here, I'm gonna do honeycomb. I'm just gonna honeycomb it in a cheap way. So with metal. Now again, I like to have roofs there just to make it harder to see and raid through. Then remove the half wall again. Leave that twig when you're building it. Of course, make that half wall or that wall armored again. Just make sure I'm making that one armored as well. So there we go. Now the bunker, I'm gonna make metal straight away as well. That was not supposed to be armored, supposed to be metal. All right, so the honeycomb we roof off again, of course. There we go. And there will be a pathway like this. So another frame here, another frame here, another frame here, another frame here, another frame here. Here, do not place the frame yet. While there, armor that. Can leave that metal. They can blow through, but they have to blow the armor and the frame anyway. And there you go. So we have the pathway going up, 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 down here. Now we have the pathway where you jump basically into the bunker. So that's perfect. Once again, do not place anything here. Make sure that you can place a half wall here. You can place something here. That's fine. All right. So now the bunker part. For the rest, I know I'm not going to use any more bunkers. So I'm just going to quickly upgrade everything to metal here. And the TC, you want to armor it. Make sure to leave the foundation of the TC metal. There's absolutely no point to make it. And you want to armor it like that. So the idea is that we're going to access the TC from the top. Now you would say, yeah, okay, so what if it's code locked? Luckily, you can rotate the TC and you'll be able to really easily access the code lock from the top. Making this TC a lot stronger because there will be an armored wall here. Plus it will be honeycombed. So here we're going to continue with the roofing on the outside at least. It's very important to do this. Your cave will be very cheap already anyway. But it's very important to do this. Just to make it as hard as possible for the raiders to go through. Sorry that I'm using no clip. You should be able to place these walls just a little bit harder if I don't use no clip. So for the purpose of this video, I'm using no clip. There we go. That's sealed off. And up here you want to seal it off as well. So we're basically kind of like sealing off everything. So we have the bunker. We can remove that. Want to make that armored again. And want to make that armored as well. So it's basically another 2 armored walls if they kind of know the TC is there. For the bunker here, we're gonna have to add another window. This will be where the bunker is, so we make that armored. And there's basically 2 things you can do on this side. This side right here, you can either put another window if you want, but you can also put a raised foundation. Now, considering this is actually honeycombed, so they won't see the raised foundation, it's fine. We could actually go ahead and do that. So, sorry for removing, but in that sense, we're gonna do it, and then we make it. They're not gonna see the raised foundation. If they see the raised foundation, for example, here from your bunker, I will not recommend to do it, because they will just blow the foundation straight away and go through your bunker at the same time, which is kind of like pointless to have it like that. There we go. Here's the bunker. You want to leave that one open. You want to seal this one off. Could make it armored. And you want to make that one armored as well. You would say, yeah, it's pointless to make that armored. If you put a window in there, they're just going to blow through the window. And that's true. But in my case, they're going to have to blow this whole thing, probably. We're going to continue honeycombing this. Put another armored wall there. The top, I usually just do metal. Make sure the half wall that. Gonna do metal here as well. Armored there. Armored there. Roof this off completely. Armor that. Armor that. Could armor that as well. I don't want to like overuse HQM. So here's the bunker. And now I'm quickly going to show you guys how to close this bunker off. So what you need is a glass window. Very important. So you're going to go in here. You're going to place a twig here. You don't have to put wood. You can if you want to, if you feel unsafe. You place the roof there. You make that armored. You close it off with a window. Now I'm going to go out from the fact that there's a ladder here. Sorry, I did not place that. Of course, there will be windows there and there too. Feel free to put like furnaces in there or turrets. I don't know, whatever you want. Just make sure you don't put a roof in there like this. Do not put that in there. Important. Wall that off, and then for the final close, there will be a garage door here. Close that. And since we didn't place something here, we are actually super easily capable of closing off this bunker, or at least we should be. There you go. So make that armored, remove that, close that door. So there you go. There you have the bunker. So if they want to blow through this, they're gonna see that armored roof. If they blow this armored roof or this armored wall, it doesn't really matter which one of the two. They're always going to have to blow another armored wall. Next to that, if they want to splash damage the window there, you could probably do it. But it's relatively 8, so to say. You're raiding a cave, and if you're raiding a cave on a fully popped server, people that are raiding are going to be countered. It's really hard for them to even secure it if you have a compound up on your cave. So making it harder for people to rocket certain areas, or where they have to spend time figuring out how to rocket it, is going to be extremely beneficial. And just to show you all that this works, remove, and everything is gone. So there you go. That's the bunker. So for the final part of the cave, you're going to kind of want to figure out what your pathway will be. Now, I like to honeycomb this. Make a pathway. I think we can jump over here. Yes, we can. So back here, it's usually nice to make a kind of loot room. And then we seal off everything. All right. So for garage doors, something you should know about caves. If you put the fat side, aka the roller side, on your end, the code lock will be on the right. This is wrong. This is right. This is wrong. So in this case, if you place this garage door wrong and you accidentally open it, you won't even be able to close it anymore or put a code lock on it. So in this case, we want to have the code lock on the right side. So we want to have the roller towards us, which is not like that, but like this. Place that. And then just to show you, code lock on. Lock it. Make sure you do actually lock it. You can see the garage door is entirely gone. So if that code lock, if I forgot to place that, or if I place the garage door wrong, it's 3 less rockets for people to get into your cave. This part here you can wall off. Although I like to put a turret here. So for the final part, we're going to have a jump up with half walls all the way here. And to exit the TC, we're going to have to jump up here. So for all up here, since it's quite unlikely they're gonna blow up and then all the way to the back, it could happen. So in worst case scenario, still walling this off. But if you feel very confident, you don't have to. You could leave this as an open space. Now I still want to put a wall here. And a frame here, frame here, frame here. Frame here. Maybe even a frame there. Close that off from the top. Yeah, that's basically it. So for the TC, you could do a window here. You don't have to. I like to do it, but makes it even stronger. But you can also just put door frames. And we want to close this also off entirely with door frames. And then here, of course, top. So there we go. That's basically the finished thing. 4.9k, aka 5k metal frags and 125 high quality metal. So I'm gonna go out from the fact that along your wipe, you're gonna get double armor doors or single ones. Obviously, you place them here, you replace the metal doors. And you place the armor doors on places where you think they are the strongest. Right, so for the third cave, first of all, you're gonna wanna make this metal, this armored, this armored, this armored, and that one, and this metal as well. So, building the third cave. Basically, the third cave will just be honeycomb. It will basically be about 10 armored walls to get from this one all the way to the back here. So it's basically, or theoretically, it's never worth it for the raiders to blow through the third cave, so to say, in my cave-based design. So for building the third cave, there's one thing that I like to do, and that's having a refinery in here. So putting a refinery in a cave is, you can only put it on very specific spots. Right here, I cannot put it anywhere. You can put it on some spots here in the third cave. I like to do it in the third cave, but you can also place it on a lot of spots actually in the main cave. Now, before, back in the days, you could only place it here. Not a lot of people knew that. Now you can place it in a lot more places, but still only in very limited spots. So I basically like to play around to see, okay, where can I place that thing? As you can see here, I can place it pretty much here. And you want to aim for something that's connected with a square. So like here you can see, if I put a square there and I continue honeycombing that, that's alright. This is a pretty fine ending. This is kind of alright. You can check. You can put a door. That's perfect. This here, they cannot go through anyway. And we should be able... Yeah, we should be able to place the refinery here. Now, placing the refinery, make sure you place this thing as centered as you can possibly do. So, like that. Reason for that is that sometimes you cannot put the walls around anymore. So, keep that in mind. I'm going to upgrade all the rest of the foundations to metal. And as you can see, no wood anymore in the TC. Now, for this base, or for the third cave, I'm also going to go for the accessing the TC from the top. And also the refinery, we're going to have it accessible from the top. And that's just to maximize the amount of walls that raiders need to go through. It's more unlikely they're going to blow up because it's a cave. They have to go down either way. So in both caves, for both the first one and the third one, there's a up area and a down area, making it even harder for raiders to raid this thing. So for the rest of the triple cave, it pretty much speaks for itself. We just want to honeycomb the bottom layer entirely. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, also something that you should know is, let's say the raiders want to hug the left wall because that's the shortest way towards the end. You want to make sure that those walls are all armored, so that's why I'm making all of these armored. For the end here, you want to make sure there's enough space to jump up. This is enough space, so I'm going to leave it like that. We're going to try it first, just to make sure here. So as you can see, we can jump up here, we can jump up here. There we go. So we have the whole bottom layer done. There will be a jump up here. Should have put a wall there and then frame, remove that, frame, and close that off from the top. So again, what you want to do here is pretty straightforward as well. You could have bedrooms here and stuff like that, although I do not like to do that. So you want to make sure that the pathway you make is as close to the left wall as possible. And if you can crouch through like little areas, do it. Because this TC, you're not gonna have to access it so much. Okay, so just to make this the most strongest base you could, I'm gonna remove this frame and put a wall here. And in that case, if you have a wall here, it's basically 1 armored, 2 armored, 3 armored. In this case, it's 1 metal, but let's make that armored. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 armored layers and 2 garage doors to get to the end. If you want the TC, what usually people do is they try to find a pathway. You're not gonna find a pathway in this cave. Best case scenario is you're gonna go through 1, 2, 3, 5 armored walls and get into the refinery, and then go up here and follow the pathway, which will add another metal or armored door. Let's say it's an armored door. The 1 armored door, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 garage doors on top of those 5 armored walls and the armored door, making this very, very expensive. Alright, so summed up here, the raid cost to go through the first cave in the cheapest way possible would cost the raider about 90 rockets. Now of course you're gonna end up armoring even more doors, making it about 100 to 110 rockets to go just through the first cave. Remember, that's not even having the TC of it. So for the second cave, the cheapest way to go is through 5 armored walls and then from the refinery all the way to the back door. This would cost you about 110 rockets. And remember, that's not even you getting to TC, that's just going through the cave. Now I can safely say out of my own experience that if someone was to go through the third cave, they would probably hug the left wall and it would cost them about 134 rockets just to get through to the end. Again, without getting the TC. So that's it for the first and for the second cave. You can basically sum up that it's probably cheaper to go through the first cave to go through the doors. But again, this configuration is not always the same. You could always add another bunker or even more doors if you're lucky. So you can kind of summarize on the fact that the first cave would be averagely about 110 rockets to go through, at least. So I'm gonna leave the middle cave as a secret for you guys, because this video is getting way too long, and also I'm still using this cave-based design myself and I don't want to spoil too much. I have to also say that in the main cave you don't even have to build. You can literally just place all the boxes on the floor, have a tier 3 on top of a triangle, and that's it. Although if done correctly, you could get about 30 garage doors as the cheapest way to get through the second cave all the way to main loot, and to fully raid it would be even more than 30 garage doors. This would make the raid cost to raid the second cave about 90 rockets. I'm gonna leave the secret for now, but I will definitely be uploading another video on how to build the middle main cave with 30 garage doors at least. Either way, very summarized up, I would say to raid this configuration with a good second cave as well would cost you about 200 plus rockets to get through the first cave, through the second cave, and all the way to main loot. And if you want to fully raid it, you're probably gonna need more than that. That's it for today, guys. I hope you liked this video. I'm sorry that it's a bit longer than usual. I hope you appreciate the concepts and ideas I'm sharing with you, and I hope you can use this in your own Rust playstyle. Now, thank you again for watching, and make sure to leave a like on the video if you liked this concept, and I hope to see you in the next one.